Hi everyone, it's December still 7th, but we're gonna do December the 8th. Well, I've decided to change the time for doing this to night, because night is, the head is a little bit blurry, the brain is a bit blurry, but this is the best time for me to do this, so let's just do it right now. So, since we had a lot of issue with, open the problem and wait for a long time. So I think the best way to go forward is just to pre-open the question that I want to do. So we just leave the screen here as our opening, and then once we start doing it, we're just going to close this, and we will go right into our first question, which is called a binary tree tilt. Okay? All right. I'm not sure if I've done this before. Yes, I have. Last November. Yeah, I think they're hell bent on reusing all the old questions. Okay, let's see. So, given the root of a binary tree, return the sum of every tree node's tilt. The tilt of a tree node is the absolute difference between the sum of all left subtree values and all right subtree values. If a node does not have a left child, then the sum of the left is 0, and the root is similar if there does not have the right child. Okay? So the tilt is the absolute difference. So this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 1, right? And the sum of all the tilt. Okay? A sum of all the tilt. Okay, so basically what we're saying is, to know this, we need to know the sum of the left tree, sum of the right tree, and the left tilt and the right tilt. That's all we need to know. And the sum is easy to do, right? So we want the sum of left tree. That's easy to do. And sum of the right tree. So we just call left and call right, which will return 2 values. And yeah, I think that's probably it. I mean, it is an easy question, so I do not expect too much out of this. But this is like 3 easy questions in a row. Man, they are, I don't know. Hold on, it does make sense, right? They don't want to, they don't want to waste more new questions, right? And I think what they're saying is they're going to keep reusing all the old questions and make it as easy as possible to attract new users. I mean, this is all the purpose of them doing this, right? It's a good marketing scheme. They can get more people to come to their platform. That's all they care about. And in order for more people to explore, I think they probably decided, we need to get more used questions. But it doesn't affect us because we always do at least 1 new questions every day, so that's fine. Okay, so what are we saying? What we're saying is we do need a helper. Let's have a node, optional tree node, right? And this is gonna return a tuple. Oh, name the tuple. I love name tuple now. Alright, so what we're gonna do, name tuple. Name tuple, which is ret, the return value, right? So this can be name the tuple, return. So the 2 things we want. One is sum, right? And the other is tilt. Tilt. That's what we want. The sum and then tilt. So we're just going to return ret. I'm not sure if this is correct, but we'll see. We'll see. I imagine it should be correct. So if not node, right, then we'll return ret 0 and 0. And otherwise, we're going to say left L ret L equals helper node dot left ret R equals helper node dot right. Okay, now we're going to return ret. The first one is going to be ret L dot sum plus ret R dot sum plus node dot val, right? And then the tilt. What is the tilt? Tilt is the absolute value for ABS. Ret left dot tilt minus ret R dot tilt. Okay. Now let's see if this one is sufficient. So at the end, we're gonna do, we'll just return helper root dot tilt. Right, that's what we want to return. Man, my internet is not stable. This is like really late at night. I expect my internet to be more stable now. But I mean, the internet is in another room, so that's probably why it's not really stable. I see a lot of fluctuations. Oh, we have lots of test cases, which I think will be good. Use example test cases. Run code. Let's see. Ooh, it's not correct. How? Output 0, 0, 0. That is interesting. Not node, right? Which is none. And we say it's 0 and 0, right? Otherwise, we go left and right, 0 and 0. And the tilt is going to be 0. And this dot sum is 0 plus myself. So this one shall between 2 and 0. This shall between 3 and 0, right? So come back to the top. Right, come back to the top. And the top on the left will give me 2, 0. The right should give me, oh, it's not tilt. Wait. Oh, we're gonna, oh. I forgot what we're looking for. We're not looking for the tilt. Jeez, come on, man. We're looking for the tilt sum. I need tilt, so tilt sum. We need 3 things, man. So tilt sum. So blah and blah, and then this is the sum, and this is the tilt, right? And the tilt sum is going to be this plus this tilt. But we don't need to, right? All right, let's not. Okay, there's an easy way. Self.res, and this one we just int, right? Much easier now. That's a 0, and self.res plus equal to abs ret, and then I can call ret, and we got sum left, sum right, right? So this can be sum left, doesn't matter, sum left, and then return sum left plus sum right plus node val. And we're gonna call helper root, right? And now I'm gonna return self.res. Yeah, I forgot what it's looking for. It's looking for the sum or for the tilt. It's not looking for the tilt. It's not looking for anything. It's looking for the sum of the tilt. This one shall be right. Yeah. It took way longer than I expected. Yep. I was a little bit worried. But anyway, so just LeetCode. $563. Simple. What is it called? Simple DFS. Oh, I shouldn't call it DFS. This is like pre-ordered. Yeah, I think it's called pre-order. Simple pre-order reversal. Yeah, 54. Yep, 54 milliseconds. 73, 79, I think. And this is ON. Okay. I'll take a peek at a solution. Post order. Oh, is that post order? That's post order. I think pre-order is to visit the node first. Yeah, that's it. Oh, there's a hint? That is interesting. Hint 1. Don't think too much. That is interesting. All right, let's do the real thing now. Design Twitter. Design a simplified version of Twitter where users can post tweets, follow, unfollow, and is able to see the 10 most recent tweets. Okay. Initialize this object, post tweet, composes a new tweet with ID, user ID. Each call to this function will be made with a unique tweet ID. Get news feed. Retrieve the 10 most recent tweet IDs in the user's newsfeed. Each item in the newsfeed must be posted by users who the user followed or by the user themselves. Tweets must be ordered from most recent to least recent. Most recent, so that's going to be a stack to store the tweets. Follow. Started following the user with ID. Follow ID. So follow. Oh, hold on. User with ID. Follower started following the user with ID. Follower. So follow E is the one to be followed. Okay. Unfollow the user with follow ID. Start unfollow. Ooh. This is an interesting question. There's one posts a new tweet. Okay. So there are two problems to solve. One is to order the tweets, right? And the other is to follow and unfollow. So post tweet. So we're gonna do let's see what type of data structure. Okay, so first thing in my mind is a dictionary. So user's ID is going to be the key, and the value is going to be a stack of tweets. But that will be the tweets each user created themselves. Right? So we're going to have a tweets going to be a stack. How about follow? Okay, so each one will have their tweets, their own tweets, and follow in, right? Following going to be another list of the user that they follow. Okay. And how about unfollow? Well, unfollow is remove, which seems to me means this has to be a set. So it'll be easier to follow and unfollow. How about get newsfeed? I think that's the last one we need to do. Post will be easy. Follow will be easy. We just remove it. And unfollow, we also remove it. Or follow, we just add it. Unfollow, we remove it. And get newsfeed retrieves the 10 most recent IDs in the user's newsfeed. Each item in the newsfeed must be posted by a user. So it has to be the 10 most recent tweets, either by the user or by, so we need a global stack for all the tweets, right? And then we need to check one by one to see if this belongs. Okay, so for global, we can do like a tuple with user ID and tweets ID, right? And then we're gonna check one by one to see if it belongs to the user or it belongs to. But this one can grow like really if we have a lot of tweets. Yeah, what if we have a lot of tweets? If we have a lot of tweets, but most of the tweets are not from the ones I follow or myself, and if I go back one by one, that is going to take a long time to find. It will be faster if I just go through the people whose tweets who I follow, right? So I go to the following, right? I go to my following, and I go to myself. Then what? Then I can grab the tweets, like all of these tweets. I can grab them, and I mean, in this case, it is possible to like throw them into a we can build everybody's. Yeah, hold on. We don't need tweets, we just need newsfeed. Right? We need newsfeed. Everyone have a newsfeed and everyone have a following. The newsfeed is going to be a heap. And the following is going to be a set. And every time a person posts, right? Every time a person posts, then I will go to that person's own newsfeed, add this tweet to the heap, and the heap we will have will have the hold on. Get newsfeed. What does get newsfeed return? Get newsfeed 1. User 1's newsfeed should return a list of tweet ID. That's all we need, a tweet ID. So all we need is just the time, right? That's all we need, the time, because it doesn't require us. It does not require us to return also the user ID who posted this. So it's fine. Therefore, in the heap is just going to be a tuple. The first one is going to be a time. So the time, we globally, we're going to hit a time. So we'll have a time ID. So we're going to call it time ID, right? TID. And then the tweet ID. The tweets, right? The tweet ID. Time and a tweet ID. So these two will be pushed to the newsfeed. So the newsfeed of two people. So like if I post, right? I made a post. I'll add this to my newsfeed, and I have to add this to everybody who has followed me. So everybody should have a follow in and a followed, right? Followed by. Following and followed by. So followed by is also going to be a set. And then we do have to go through every single person who I follow. Right? Every person that I follow. Hold on. Let's do this again. When I post, right, then that will be added to my newsfeed. And at the same time, I will check my followed by, right? Followed by, which is mean I'm followed by all these people, and then I will add my feed to all these people as well. Push into their heap. Okay. It doesn't have to be a heap. Now it just doesn't have to be a heap. It's just a stack. We just keep adding because the time ID is following. Yeah, we don't need a heap. It's just a stack. So everybody has a stack for newsfeed, has a following is a user ID of the people that I follow, and followed by user ID that I was followed by. Why do I need following? I don't need following. Right? I don't need to know who I follow. I just need to know who I followed by, because the person that I follow knows that I follow him. So when he tweets, we will add that to my newsfeed. So I don't even need following. All I need is follow by. So how do we handle follow? Follower, follow a followee. So I follow somebody. So that somebody added me into their followed by list. Like I don't have, I don't know, but that's fine. I mean, it is not required. How about unfollow? If I want to unfollow someone, we just go to that someone to remove my name, right? That's a one-to-one. That is a one-to-one relation. So it doesn't really matter if the list of followers or the list of follow in belong to which side. It doesn't matter. So follow unfollow is done. Get newsfeed is done. But I think that just the only time-consuming part is I have to go through, when I post, I have to go through all my followed by, right? My followed by is followed by. Is that follow E or follower? I'm the follower. Follow E is to be followed. So let's just follow her. Yeah, let's just call it follower. My followers, right? So I have to go through all my followers then to post onto there. So that's the problem, right? In the actual design of Twitter, a person can have gazillions of followers. Where you say every time they post, it will go through every single one. How do they solve that problem? I mean, in this case, in my work, three times 10 to the fourth. In my work, right? In my work, so everything is 01 except for tweet. Right? Tweet will actually grow based on how many followers I have. Can we mitigate this? I mean, I can every time. So you post the tweet, right? You need to save it somewhere. And when you get newsfeed, you need to go to a specific user, right? So if we save the tweets for the specific user, so we get these tweets. But how about the following? And that's the difficult because you have to go through all the people I follow. But hold on, but that is another thing, right? The people I follow definitely smaller than the people that follows me for in general, right? In general, it's only possible for followers to be significantly larger than followees. So if I go through the people I follow, that won't be too much, but each one will have their tweet list, right? So now I have a couple of tweet lists, which can be also giant. And then we need to find out among these tweet lists the earliest time, which is like a merge sort, right? We pick all of them, we put that into oh yeah, that is also possible. All right, I have two designs. I'm gonna try the first design, which I actually don't have I'm not too confident about the first design. I think it might time out, but I'm gonna try. This is a very simple design, which does not work. It will not work in the real scenario, I think. I think the real scenario is gonna be my second design, but wait. Let's just do both. That'll be fun. Yeah, that'll be fun. Let's just try both. So the first design is based on a simple observation that we can put the second design definitely is better, but we're still gonna do this. Hold on, that'll be fun. So the first design is based on the observation that we can keep all users' feed within himself, right? And basically we say, ooh, what do we say? Self.data. Data. It's gonna be I don't know, right? And then post tweet. Ugh. Post tweet. I'd like to use default dict on this. The default dict is a better way. We call it default dict, right? So lambda default dict, yeah, default dict, and a lambda. So what do we return? We return another dictionary with newsfeed. That is just going to be a this, and followers is going to be a set. Okay, that is the data. So post tweet, right? Post tweet is going to be self.data, user ID, newsfeed, dot append tweet ID, right? Because that is definitely something the user needs to know. And for follower in self.data, user ID, followers. So this is where it takes a long time. Follower, what's it called? FID. FID, newsfeed, dot append. This is going to take, this is the time consuming part, consuming step. Okay, that's it, that's post. And this one is easy, just self, right, self.data, user ID, and then we take the last 10. And that's it. Oh, will we, okay, I don't know. That is not last 10, come on. It's 10 to the end, right? 10 to the end is last 10, and it must be in the order of most recent. So we have to also reverse it. I think it's probably gonna say like A equals, let's say, like this, right? I don't think I can do, say, 10 to the end. Oh, I can. Oh, then it will, oh shoot. So the last 10, if it's longer than 10, then, okay, so it shall be the minimum between 10 and len self.data user ID. Oh, newsfeed equal to self.data user ID newsfeed. Yeah, and then this is just going to be nf min 10 and then len nf, right, smaller of the two. Hold on, no. It's if no, that's not right. It's if this is smaller than 10, right? Then we just 0 if else 10. All right. So follow okay, self.data, not user, not the follower ID, is the follow EID, right? And the followers dot add follower ID, right? And unfollow is going to be self.data, and also follow EID, followers dot remove follower ID. All right, let's see if this one work, and then see if it's fast enough. How many examples do we have? Only one example. Let's see if it's right. Ugh. Okay. Get news. Oh, shoot. Oh wow, this is not right. So no longer, oh, this design doesn't work. Because now you have to find out who you no longer follow. No, this is no longer work. So we have to go directly to the second one. The second design is the default dict. Mainly, like when we talk about design, we're talking about how to define default dicts even go. So the second design, yeah, let's do it this way. Make it easier for me to see what is happening. Right? Alright, so the second design, that's not newsfeed, that's just my tweets. It's my tweets and my followees. It's my followees. I have a follower and a followee. So these are all easy, right? Follow and unfollows are easy. Now get newsfeed is going to be get these things, right? I'm gonna get these all my followers, and then I use a heap sort to merge sort, right? So merge multiple lists. So it's import heap queue, and in that case we also need a global self.timing, right? Let's start with tick. Let's call it tick, right? Call it tick, and when I tick negative, right? If it tick negative, then we can always, when it comes out, it's going to be a max heap. It's going to be max heap. Okay, do it again. So post is going to be user ID tweets dot append, and that's it. That's it. We just I tweeted, right? And then get newsfeed. I will handle this later. Follow is going to be the people I follow, right? The people I follow. So it's going to be follower ID dot followees, right? The people I follow dot add follow EID, right? So I follow that person. And unfollow, same thing. So the follower ID followees dot remove follow EID. So these are all one operation. Now we're gonna handle this, right? So basically we have a bunch of how should we do this? We basically have all the IDs is going to be my followees plus me, right? My followees plus me. So what we say is, oh, and this is not right. We need to append two things. We're going to append self.tick and this. Every time we do this, self.tick minus equal 1, right? So in this, I have everybody. So we're going to go through everyone, right? We go through all my followees and myself. And then we go through everyone and then put everybody's, because these are all sorted, right? And then we put everybody's last one. We need an index for every single one. Geez, how do we do that? No, hold on. It's doable. IDs. All right. List self.data user ID. Followees, and then plus user ID. So that's all the IDs we need to handle. All right. And then we're just gonna go one by one, and then we're gonna have what we're gonna have. We are going to have indices. indices, right? So indices is going to be for all the IDs. So for ID and IDs, right? So for all the IDs, we are going to go inside. Let's do this. I'm going to go inside self, right, self.data ID, right? So for every ID, we can go to their tweets, right? And then I'm going to obtain the length of the tweets. So I want to get the last one, -1. So that's all the indices. Now we can handle. Now we just say rest is going to be this, right? And for this in range 10, because we want 10. So every time heap is going to be this, right? And then we say for ID in IDs, right? For ID in IDs, we're gonna push them into the heap, right? We can just say heap q dot heap push heap self dot data user ID. Oof, I'm gonna need an I. Enumerate. Oh, why don't we put these two together? Probably tough if you want to put them together. Or would they? It's fine. It's all right. Enumerate does exactly the same thing. So when the push is user ID and tweets, right? And we need an index. It's going to be indices. Let's do this. ID index, right? So ID index is going to be this. Now we say for ID in this. Okay. So for ID in my followers, I'm gonna say ID index dot append a list, right? In the list, the first one is going to be the index, which is going to be this. Right? That's my follow EID, and we get its index. And then what? And then I need the index, I need do I need a follow E? Yeah, I need a follow EID as well. So ID, right? So get all this at the end, ID index dot append, I depend myself. So len self.data user ID, right? Tweets. Len this -1 and a user ID. So this is the preparation, right? Now once this is done, actually I can just put this one at the beginning and just save a line. Right, this is at the beginning. Now we do this. Now for this, heap equal to this. Now we can just say index, right? And this is going to be ID, and this is now going to enumerate this ID index. Oh, probably should call index ID, right? Yeah, I'm going to change this to index ID. So we know index is first, ID is second. So index an ID. Right, the index is the index of the tweets. The ID is a user ID. So a heap, and we're gonna push what? Push ID tweets index. Right, so we go through them, we push everything, and once we finish pushing, right, then we can pop out. Then when we pop out, wow, what are we pushing? We're pushing the tweet, which contains the tick and the tweet ID. But we will not be able to know, it's belonging to whom, so I cannot update the index. And by the way, it's not a list. It should be a dictionary, because I need to update the index. Index needs to change every round. So this is not right. This shall be a user ID, right? So under the user ID, this is your index value. And then we can say for this index ID, right, shall equal to the index. Yeah, this makes more sense now. And here is going to be dot items, right? Which we have. Now it should turn into ID.